Dreams. We all dream. But only a handful of us get to see our dreams fulfilled. And only a select few of those dreams change the world. So, what exactly does it take to be the kind of person who dreams those kinds of dreams? Israel is well recognized as being the startup nation, a nation of dreamers and dream fulfillers. And when I started thinking about how the inception of the Zionist dream took place in this very spot exactly 125 years ago, I realized that here, in Basel, the seed for the startup nation was planted. Tonight, I invite you to take a closer look at how one passionate dreamer managed to make the Jewish people's longing for a homeland come true in a way that closely resembles a startup's life. Like every startup, it began with a bold idea that emerged from the need for a solution to the rising anti-Semitism in Europe. The Dreyfus trial was a pivotal moment that made the urgency of finding a solution very clear, especially to one reporter who covered the trial. Meet Theodor Herzl, the founder and CEO of Zionism.com. His vision was born after 3 weeks of meticulous writing, whereby he created Der Judenstaat, or in English, the State of the Jews, a detailed business plan describing the challenges of the Jewish people while offering a comprehensive solution, the establishment of a modern state based on the rights of the Jewish people to self-determination in their historical homeland. Herzl had all the characteristics of an entrepreneur: the audacity, the stubbornness, and the chutzpah to dream big, and quite the hipster beard. Not everyone likes a dreamer, but real entrepreneurs need to filter out all the background noise and just focus. A little bit more? There you go. See? Razor sharp. So, what do you do when a once-in-a-lifetime idea pops into your head? You do the research, you do the market analysis, and you go hunting for investors, VCs, and angels. And that's precisely what Herzl did. He met with sultans, with barons, and presidents, only to find out that his support would come from crowdfunding, and that he would have to reignite the flames of self-esteem and belief in the hearts of the Jewish people that had more or less been extinguished during the last 2,000 years of exile. So, how do you invite people pre-internet era? You send an announcer.
בזה נבקש אותך, אדון נכבד, ואת חבריך שבחוגך, שתואיל לבוא לבאזל ולהשתתף באספתנו. הקונגרס הראשון שלנו הוא התל שהכל פונים אליו. אוהבים ואויבים מחכים לו בעיניים כלות. אנו מקווים שתדעו את חובתכם ותבואו לאספתנו. באספה אפשר יהיה לדבר עברית בשם הוועד להכנת הקונגרס הציוני.
In 1897 in Basel, Switzerland, just 1 year after the initial seed was planted, Herzl convened the first Zionist Congress, or if you will, the first investors meeting. The energy in the room was overpowering. Imagine that you're here 125 years ago, and you see Herzl walk in. Minutes of clapping, cheering, standing ovations, and loud Shehecheyanu blessings. That is how the first Zionist Congress began. Luckily for you, we won't make you go through the entire 15 minutes. But it was then, as it is still today, one of the most important milestones in history of the Jewish people. They came from 16 different countries, 208 believers of the Zionist dream, who joined one man's vision. Herzl asked them to show up in formal attire, tails and white ties, because, as he said, if you want to be taken seriously, you must dress seriously. And indeed, serious it was. On the second day, the new startup's business plan was presented to all delegates and aptly titled the Basel Program. Okay, so let's go over the essentials when you're building a brand, or, in this case, a state. An idea, a Jewish home in a Jewish state. A slogan, if you will it, it is no dream. A logo, a blue and white flag with a Star of David. Although the CEO preferred the 7-star flag, but a good CEO listens to his team. An anthem, Hatikva, a catchy acronym, ZO, the Zionist Organization, and a CEO, President of the Zionist Congress, Theodor Herzl. The brand is ready to be born. On September 3rd, 1897, Herzl wrote this in his diary. At Basel, I founded the Jewish state. If I said this out loud today, I would be greeted with universal laughter. In 5 years perhaps, and certainly in 50 years, everyone will perceive it. So, now that they had a brand, our CEO and partners needed to ensure that the infrastructure was not only stable, but also resilient. They founded the Jewish Colonial Trust in 1899 and the Jewish National Fund in 1901 to manage the Zionist organization's financing and to purchase the land. From its inception, all the investors had a share in the stock. Membership in the Zionist organization was open to all Jews, and the right to vote for delegates to the Congress was secured by the purchases of the Zionist shekel. Over the next few years, the development phase would include endless board meetings, raising capital, considering and reconsidering their options. Herzl's pragmatism led him to try and find an immediate solution to the Jewish homeland without giving up on the long-term vision. That vision of his rocked the young startup's boat and nearly changed the course of Zionism. The years that followed were filled with challenges and struggles for the young startup, including the unexpected and early death of its founder. But the strong seed planted is destined to grow. The following congresses after Herzl's death kept fulfilling his vision under the leadership of Wolfson, Sokolov, Weizmann, and others. And as the years went by, more and more global support was shown towards the idea of a Jewish state. Even 2 world wars, hunger, pogroms, and the greatest tragedy our people had ever endured could not prevent the idea from becoming a reality. The establishment of the State of Israel on the 14th of May, 1948. Herzl's vision became a reality.
United States? Yes. Yemen? No. Yugoslavia? Yes.
And I therefore formally declare Israel admitted to membership in the United Nations.
תוקף זכותנו הטבעית וההיסטורית ועל יסוד החלטת עצרת האומות המאוחדות אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל, היא מדינת ישראל.
בשוב אדוני את שיבת ציון, היינו כחולמים. Like Moses before him, Herzl brought us to the promised land, helped us regain our self-esteem, and showed us that yes, we can. He had turned a vision into a political movement that swept not only the Jewish people, but the whole world. And he did one more thing. He paved the way for all us entrepreneurs in all our endeavors and turned an entire nation into dreamers with the ability to make our dreams come true. As he once told us, if you will it, It is no dream.